Hi, good afternoon. This is quick questions and answers. My first question will be from Mr. Trevor Hip, and that is, what is art? So basically I thought I would handle this sort of academically, have my own idea academically, but I also went to Blackburn and the Oxford Dictionary of Philosophy. Basically, Blackburn mentions that art is a deliberate attempt to produce works of art, so if it's not deliberate, he doesn't see it as art. I see art as academic painting, academic poetry, academic sculpture, academic music. But I suppose I have some artistic type readers and lurkers, etc., and they're thinking, oh, I know what art is. Well, if you do, leave a comment. But Trevor stated that whatever I would come up with, he would have something better in comments, so we'll wait and see. But Blackburn states that it's very difficult and a pointless quest trying to define art, and I tend to agree because there are objective and subjective elements to art. What is fine art, what is not, etc. So I think we'll leave it at that. The next question from Mr. Trevor Hip is it ethical and moral for people to drive slowly in the left lane? And that's obviously when we drive on the right side of the road, and I tend to think it is not. People who drive in the right side of the road, they want to drive the speed limit. Most people drive not the letter of the law, they drive the spirit of the law. People that want to drive the spirit of the law should drive on the left side of the road. People that want to drive the letter of the law should not drive on the left side of the road. They slow up the people that want to drive the spirit of the law on the left side of the road. That's my opinion. The next question comes from Mr. Matt. What's a spurious argument within Calvinism? I would say it's within elements of Calvinism, and it is hard determinism. Basically, that's the argument that there's no free will at all within humanity. So I take the compatibilistic view that there's a limited free will. I don't hold to libertarian free will, but I don't hold the view that God is the first cause, determines all things, and then forces or coerces human beings to do actions, whether that would be rejecting God or accepting God. So those within Calvinism, for example, Reformed Presbyterian movements that believe that God simply regenerates people and they have no say in it whatsoever, even once they are first chosen by God, as if it's a force or coercion, I think that's false theology, so I would say that's untrue. So that would be my answer to Matt with that. Now there's also a question from Howard, aka Chucky. I'll just read that. Church has tried to survive by watering down its theology to the point where many respected theologians, example Hick, do not support the exclusivity of Christ as the only way to God. What do you see as the effects of this? Well, there's a lot of watering down, etc. It leads to other issues. When the exclusivity of Christ is watered down, the centrality of Scripture is watered down. What do we see? We see the acceptance of other ways of salvation. We see the acceptance of homosexuality, same-sex marriage, etc., etc. If we don't really accept God as the Scripture describes God, then God is sort of made in human's image, made in the image of humankind. So It's not really surprising at all. Next question from Howard. Why did God make dogs and cats so egotistical? Sometimes I think dogs are a little bit like males and cats are a little bit like females, but it's not a perfect analogy, but kind of like dogs will be your friends and they always want attention. And cats are only your friends sometimes. And they're really affectionate, but it's not always true. I don't know. I know the dogs I've had, they have big egos, kind of like males. They get in fights. And the female dog I had, she wanted attention all the time. And the cat I had, he always wanted attention. It's hard to say. Why are they so egotistical? They're animals. Animals want food, they want attention, they want to survive. And they don't have an aspect of God as far as understanding God. It's not to say that when they die that they couldn't be recreated, but I don't think they have an immaterial spirit. That isn't to say in the new creation that God couldn't recreate animals. So that's my answer to that, St. Chucklands. Anyway, thanks.